This is the story of Aizen, an autistic europoor. In this documentary we will visit his origins and delve deep inside his mind. We will start with his childhood and early years. As with most europoors, Aizen was born in a disgusting third world country. Due to his poverty he had to polish shoes in the streets to help support his family. Little Aizen had a very hard life in school. Asperger's made making friends very hard. On top of being very skinny, all the other kids would call him a little faggot. Little Aizen would retreat to his laptop every recess, where he took an interest in pseudopsychology. Fortunately for little Aizen, in high school he gained weight and made some friends in the special ed class. He would play games on his Nintendo with them every day. After school, Aizen would continue to study pseudopsychology and use his knowledge to get revenge on his old bullies online. Sad and lonely, never having a girlfriend, by the end of his schooling Aizen realized that, although he figured out ways around socializing with pseudopsychology, being a greasy fat fuck was hurting his chances with girls, so he decided to hit the gym and use his retard strength to turn his fat into muscle. During his workout journey, Aizen continued to study pseudopsychology and began to experiment with it outside the internet. Unfortunately, all his friends thought he was fucked in the head and abandoned him. After Aizen finished school, he became obsessed with improving his appearance to attract women and acquiring wealth to get out of poverty. By this time he was already an expert in pseudopsychology. Disaster struck Aizen once again, after he fell in love with a narcissistic tranny. She ended up cucking him with an albino foreigner from America. All alone once again, heartbroken by the only woman he ever loved and having never experienced a single moment of happiness in his life, Aizen sealed himself away from all human interaction. He began to cut away all human emotions and mental weakness. Aizen vowed to never be hurt again. Aizen's early years were really rough on him. Child labor, bullying, no true friends, stunted social skills and getting cucked. All have left him scars and trauma. It would be quite some time before Aizen would re-emerge. When he would return, Aizen would be a completely different person, no trace of little faggot Aizen left. This is the beginning of his metamorphosis into the Undead King. Aizen eventually returned from exile. He had developed a set of rules to help his evolution into the Undead King. He would then venture into sites like Omegle to troll, and he would harass and bully narcissists all day in the internet. During one of his classic days of trolling, Aizen would discover Discord from a child groomer on Omegle. Out of curiosity, Aizen searched for servers with psychology and toxic tags, believing he would find information on people who could help him further evolve. After some research, Aizen found PD, a server with self-proclaimed people with mental illness. He entered to troll them, until he could evoke a ban without breaking any rules. It took him 3 months. Eventually Aizen decided to open his own server, and to his surprise it was a total success. But in order to keep a server like Harsh Reality different and unique, he had to find unique and different people. It didn't matter if they were mentally ill, rich, poor, or ugly. All that mattered was that they were different from anyone else. At first Aizen's targets were sadistic people on Omegle, where he found success. He then entered the most toxic places, where doxers, swatters and bullies gather, and picked a fight with all of them. Aizen fought day and night against these individuals, engaging in e-battles and mind games. The mental stress was immense for Aizen, but he would not break. During the end of his quest, Aizen had to face his most difficult foes yet, pseudo-intellectuals. Their power and skill was immense. They had special techniques that would bully and groom him at the same time. Aizen endured long and brutal battles against these foes. Each day became more difficult than the next. But each battle was pushing him closer to his desired evolution and mental state, so he persisted. Once he defeated all the pseudo-intellectuals, He had finally achieved evolution into the Undead King. Although his original purpose was never fame, the Undead King had made a name for himself. Many pseudo-intellectuals and special individuals ended up following him back to his server Harsh Reality. Mason would then lead Harsh Reality in the direction of becoming a pseudo-tier bully server. Mason's evolution into the Undead King was a result of him shedding his humanity in order to prevent any more traumatic events in his life. As the Undead King, Mason had become a being, numb to reality. Anything that exists no longer has any effect on him. Mason would continue to spend time on Discord to continue to improve himself. His expertise in pseudo-psychology would be very useful in creating loyal dogs that would follow him. With his new mental state and group of loyal pseudo-intellectual dogs and e-bullies, Mason would rain terror on narcissists and nerds online for a while. Although Mason had come so far gaining many skills, bullying nerds online with his pseudo-psychology, and leading his brainless server Harsh Reality, Mason's Undead King evolution would begin to waver. Mason would begin to struggle to move past his cucking drama, and would struggle with depression and suicidal thoughts. In order to move past this, he would develop a new set of rules to perfect his Undead King form. With this new conviction, Mason would relentlessly train his e-bullying skills against anyone he could find. Whether it be narcissistic e-whores, or random nerds in his server. Eventually, by overtraining, Mason's Arsburgers would overload and he would become deranged to the point where he would roleplay being an underground e-gangsta mastermind with mental powers, and that his crimes could only be stopped with a kiss in the cheek. Soon enough, his Harsh Reality brainlets would turn against him one by one, annoyed by his new character. But this was only the beginning. Mason's autism would attract the attention of many dark and mysterious individuals that would cause him many problems. These individuals would plot against him in their autistic e-bully servers. Their plans, however, were weak and only an annoyance to the Undead King. However, Mason's server Harsh Reality would suffer a massive ban wave. This ban wave would make Mason feel invigorated and complimented the one who orchestrated it. At the time, an individual named Hercules was believed to be working for the rival server and was framed for repeatedly reporting the server. Eventually, Hercules' name would be cleared and the blame put onto a random nobody. Unfortunately, Harsh Reality had sustained too much damage already in combination with infighting. Many members would defect to another server and begin to poach the remaining members of Harsh Reality. This would start a server war between the two, and Mason would eradicate any associates of that server from Harsh Reality. The Undead King Mason has come very far since his early years. He has proven his resilience and strength to survive the internet against random nerds and will continue to do so and further evolve in the future. And although we draw near the end of our documentary, Mason's story is far from finished. Despite all that has happened, Mason has vowed to resurrect Harsh Reality once again, which has undead cockroach necromancy. Not only that, he has decided to not only revive but forward Harsh Reality into a new glory age. No matter what the circumstances are, Mason will continue to inspire and rally brainlet spurgs and pseudo-intellectuals from all over the world. A true hero and inspiration, one that deserves a big medal.
Wait till you see the. No, 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 no.